Hello, Loop Power District, employees, retirees, family, and friends, and welcome to this month's edition of Canal Chronicles. You know, one of the sayings is whiskey is for drinking and water is for fighting is something that's known throughout the Midwest, and water issues were really a big topic at today's board meeting. Today, JEO out of Wahoo, Nebraska, presented an analysis to the board regarding options associated with Lake Babcock. As many of you know, Lake Babcock was created in 1933 when the district was forming the canal as a whole. It was going to be used for storage for the water to be used through the Columbus powerhouse. In the early 1960s, Lake North was built as Lake Babcock was slowly shrinking with silt and sediment buildup in its entire lake area, except for the channel. So in order to help go on with that, JEU was performing an analysis of what was going to happen to Lake Babcock in the future. Right now, if the district does nothing, Lake Babcock will fill up in approximately 13 years, and other than the channel portion that is used, that goes through for the powerhouse, there would be no ability to store water in Lake Babcock. Lake North, which has much less storage availability than Lake Babcock, could still be used, but it would limit the district's options available to it for generation at the Columbus powerhouse. The JEO analysis provided various alternatives to the board as to what could be done to create additional storage in the Lake Babcock area, both at Lake Babcock and adjoining areas. Over the next several months, management and the board will be studying these alternatives to determine which might be the best way to proceed. Obviously, doing nothing is an alternative, but it's not a very cost-effective alternative at this point in time. So more analysis and more detail needs to be done. Additionally, there are federal and state water grants that would be available that would help offset the district's cost in performing whatever needs to be done to create more storage availability in the Lake Babcock area. We'll be providing additional information to the board over the next couple of months, and we'll be filling all of the general public in as those analyses are presented to the board and as decided by the board as we move forward. So stay tuned for more information. With regard to other district water issues, the district's non-capacity license amendment was noticed by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission on April 2nd of this year. This allowed outside entities to protest, comment, and file interventions into the district's application. Those comments, objections, interventions are due by May 2nd, and then the district will move forward working with FERC to determine what the next steps are. More than likely, FERC will go ahead, accept some of the conditions that the district included in the non-capacity license amendment, and ask the district to file a new operations compliance plan. The district originally submitted an operations compliance plan back in 2018 with the current license, and this amendment would allow the district to file a new operations compliance plan for operations moving forward, taking into account the conditions that are included in the non-capacity license amendment. Hopefully that will be done quickly after May 2nd, although we are learning that through some of the new retirement availabilities through the Trump administration, many FERC staffers are taking early retirement, and there are less people at FERC who might be able to work on this. But we're hopeful we can get something done fairly quickly and then move forward to get the operations compliance plan accepted by FERC and move forward with that. If that's all done, that would pretty much put to bed all of the district's issues associated with the 2017 license, and then we'd be able to move forward operating under the new license and the non-capacity license amendment as anticipated in our operations compliance plan. As we get more information from FERC, we'll be providing updates to the general public regarding that, so stay tuned for some more information. Earlier this month, the district received from the American Public Power Association an analysis of the district's overall revenue per kilowatt hour compared to other utilities in Nebraska and throughout the United States. This revenue per kilowatt hour comparison provides a good benchmark for the district to compare our rates compared to others both in Nebraska and throughout the United States. I'm happy to report the district is doing very well and is very cost competitive to other utilities. We're in the lowest 10th percentile in both the state of Nebraska and in the United States as far as our overall rates go, and our overall rates are 35% below the national average and 11% below the Nebraska average. This truly stands out about the hard work that our employees do, but also the cost consciousness of all of our employees in taking care of the district's infrastructure. Our board takes a great deal of pride in what our employees are able to do and keeping an eye on costs overall to not spend more than what is actually needed to keep the infrastructure in place and keeping the lights on for all of our customers. This puts us in a much better position than we've been in the last year or two, and I'm really excited about where this leads us in the future, especially as we move forward with the 2025 bond issue and additional costs that are occurring due to tariffs and other supply issues throughout the United States. On April 15th, the district received its bids on its 2025 bond issue. These bids are from companies that are looking to buy the bonds from the district, provide the money to the district, and then include interest rates in what they sell to others who would be buying those bonds. The company of Robert W. Baird and Company was the winning bidder at an overall interest rate of 4.18%. This is slightly higher than we had hoped. We were looking to be around 3.9%, but was very well compared to other sales that we are aware of the week before. The markets have been extremely volatile over the past several weeks, given the addition of tariffs put on by the Trump administration on other companies and other countries around the world. Markets have jumped up, they've jumped down, and they were all over. And as a matter of fact, a week before, the district was aware of a bond sale for a municipal who had a AA rating that went for 4.62%. So receiving a 4.18% true interest cost was very good for the district. Overall, the district is looking to close on that sale on May 14th, in which the money will be received. And then we've got about $30 million in projects that would extend from July 25th of 2024 through the next 3 years to expend that money. The district's budgets show we'll have no problem spending that money, as we've got a number of large projects out there, and we are looking at other projects at which have not been included in the budget that we might include in the budget in the future. Again, this money and these projects are all needed by the district as we continue to revamp our infrastructure, look at doing some things to the canal system and to the hydroelectric system, and again, the continuing growth that we see from several large projects in the district service area. So the money's needed, and now is a good time to go out and issue debt. Obviously, it's not as good as what might have happened a couple years ago when interest rates were 1.5% and 2%, but we were unaware of the needs of the district at that time. We'll be providing additional information on the bond sale and the uses of the money in the construction budget over the next several months. I discussed a lot about water issues today, and we talked a lot about that during the board meeting, but again, water is a big deal for the state of Nebraska and for the district as a whole. Without water, our irrigators would have nothing to irrigate with, and obviously without rain, we need that for growing the crops and other agricultural products that we need. It's been a fairly dry winter, so additional water and additional rain would be very valuable to the district as a whole and to all of our customers and all of Nebraska. We continue to look out for the interests of those that irrigate in and around the district service area, and hopefully we will see some timely rainfall and precipitation that will assist our agricultural groups in helping the crop for the 2025 season. It's really important for us, and obviously from a hydroelectric standpoint, to have the water available in the Loup River so that we can generate electricity to help run the pivots around the state of Nebraska and in our service area territory, as well as receive payments from the Nebraska Public Power District for our hydroelectric system. We look at this every day, every month, every week. It doesn't really matter. Rainfall and precipitation is important and is a livelihood of ours that we need every single day. So we keep paying attention to it, and we'll continue to look at how that will improve the health of the district, the health of our customers, and the health of the agricultural product that will come out of that. So with that, and as always, stay safe and be happy.